All right, man. Terence Crawford and Shawn Porter had their opening press conference yesterday. Let's talk about it real quick. I was gonna get to it yesterday, but then we ended up doing the live stream. I was like, I'll push it back to tomorrow. So appreciate everybody for tapping in, sharing the video, thumbs up the video, best way to donate to the channel. And and ended the press conference yesterday, man. And actually, man, it was a lot of respect there. That's what you want to see, but it also was some. It was Tom Brown and TGB Promotions. I think that was like Dan Goosen's brother, I think it is, or something like that. Goosen who used to promote Andre Ward, if I got the name right. And he popped it off by saying, he popped it off by saying, Shawn Porter ain't the mean machine. So they kept kind of bringing up his resume. He did this, he did that. And some people say, well, Bud don't belong at welterweight, whatever you want to say. But like I said before, man, Shawn Porter looking good shape. Said his father said he leaving him in seclusion. He ain't even with him. So they both coming prepared and seem to be a lot of respect between the two camps, even Bo Mack and Kenny Porter, Terence and Kenny, Bo Mack and Shawn and Terence, man. So seemed to be a lot of stuff. And basically, when Tom Brown kicked it off, Bob Arum got opportunity and said basically, y'all over there hiding your welterweights. And the only reason Shawn Porter taking this fight, let's be real, man. Other than Shawn Porter, a real throwback fighter, the only reason he really taking this fight is because he has no other options. Had he rematched Ugas, he probably be getting the Pacquiao fight. He'd probably be the champion of the world. Especially how Pacquiao performed after that fight. But you know what? He didn't want to grant Ugas a rematch. But when people saying he didn't want to grant Ugas a rematch, I think people were saying like, you know what, man? I think the fighters over there were saying, you know what? I'm not gonna rematch him. I'm not rematching him. I'm not doing this with him. I'm not doing that. So I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, had he rematched Ugas, he probably ain't in this. He not in this position. I wouldn't ask him to be in this position, but he hadn't fought since August. They didn't have nothing lined up for him, so he been off a year. But they ain't fought since December. They ain't fought since people were still fighting in the bubbles and stuff. And then pretty much it's even. Some people gonna ride with Shawn Porter, some people gonna ride with Bud and this, that, and the third. But they was being humble. But I would like to see them had dissected his resume some more to sell the fight some more. I don't know what Shawn Porter was wearing, looking like a rerun extra and what's happening, but he said he wanted to show that he was in shape, and that's cool. Shawn is a nutrition fighter. Shawn is a fighter that stamina comes by the volumes, comes with volumes. And Bud said, you know what, man, if I'm he said I can easily outbox this guy. He said I would like to bang. I think that's something that's one of the worst mysteries in boxing. When he boxed like he did versus Postal, man, I think he virtually unbeatable. But when you box, you open yourself up to be robbed. But when he boxes, he still can generate power on the move. Thus, he dropped Victor Postal twice, and Postal still giving these young guys work. When we talking about fighting nobody like Shawn Porter, there's no fighter like Shawn Porter. None. If Shawn Porter can generate power, he'd probably be the king of the division. He's saying, well, I'm right next to Earl Spence. Earl Spence, number one. He kept bringing up Earl Spence. And it's just to the point, like, Earl Spence didn't even have the balls to show up to the fight Saturday. We know why he didn't show up to the fight Saturday. You did. You had the balls to sign the contract. You did all that. Come on. You did. You did. The rest of these guys didn't. But, Shawn Porter didn't have too many options. He didn't have too many options. So, I mean, he had to come in and do what he had to do. He had to take this fight to put food in his face. He said if he didn't get this fight, he wasn't going to fight this. He wasn't fighting this year. And you risk, being out almost 2 years. Can't do it. Can't do it. But overall, it was humble, man. They talked about, having a hard time finding sparring partners. And there's a lot of respect there. There's a ton of respect there. There's a ton of respect there, and you love it. But ultimately, it wasn't to go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna see a good fight. And they said it's the hottest ticket in Vegas. They said it's the hottest ticket in Vegas. So usually Vegas don't want niggas in Vegas. I mean, we go to the DJ Buster situation, the Meek Mill situation, keep going on and on. Shawn Porter told him it's gonna be like any other atmosphere you ain't been in. They try to say, well, he ain't been in big fights. I'm like, okay. I mean, he fought in Vegas. He fought at home. What bigger pressure than this fighting in front of your hometown? But Crawford, is he getting hit more at welterweight? Statistically, I don't know, but of course. Pernell Whitaker got hit a lot. People say, well, he's the greatest, one of the greatest defensive fighters of all time. When you offensive, you're going to get hit. But he's willing to take punches. And then the narrative around the press conference was, can Bud win this in dominant fashion? It ain't even that Shawn win it in dominant fashion. Because everybody know what Shawn is. He come up short. He rises his game, but he doesn't rise it high enough other than his Danny Garcia. So the narrative will Bud dominate, and it depends if you can make the adjustment. Shawn Porter hard to adjust to. By the time you adjust, you stuck in the mud, you stuck in quicksand, you stuck fighting this fight. So, with Terence Crawford, projecting himself to bang versus Shawn Porter, and that could just be the overplay for the underplay. They give Shawn Porter a chance. I said it again, with Bud telling him he gonna bang if he being honest, that gives Shawn Porter a chance. Say what you want to say, Shawn Porter could knock you out. Any fighter can knock you out with the right shot. So he planned to be offensive. He planned to let us hit, and that might be bad news for Shawn. Because the thing about Bud, he got volume with accuracy. And Bud, unlike Berlanga and Deontay Wilder last night, he waste punches. He'll waste punches to set you up. He will waste some punches. And they're not wasted. They set up shots. So, like I said before, man, solid press conference, man. And, there's been some rumors going around Shawn Porter beating somebody, got a really big fight up. I'm not going to leave it like that, beating the hell out of him in sparring. But, I think this fight can't miss. As long as nobody get injured on some Kermit Cintron, Paul Williams shit, this can't miss. And like I said, it's a lot of respect. They talked about searching the world for sparring partners, this, that. Shawn Porter just got to find somebody that's offensive that's going to counter. I think he can find that. Even if somebody bigger and stronger who going to make you pay. But a lot of these fighters can't deal with pressure. A lot of these dudes don't know how to deal with pressure. When somebody back you up, you going straight back all the time. A lot of these dudes can't deal with pressure. You see how Wilder put pressure on Fury. Fury put pressure on Wilder. A lot of these dudes can't deal with pressure. The pressure. A lot of these dudes can't deal with pressure. And if Bud can deal with pressure and Bud can counter punch on this level, I think this fight gonna be over sooner than later. How about that? If he can counter punch, this fight gonna be over whether sooner than later. Because there's openings. Every time Shawn Porter stepped forward, there's openings. Now Shawn Porter made box on the back foot and jump in and out, kind of on some Pacquiao shit. Then we'll see. Then if he fight like he did with Ugas, then Bud got to be the stalker, which I think Bud rather be the stalker. But the thing when you got somebody fighting like that, you got to be able to punch with them. That's how you create issues. That's how you create knockouts and knockdowns. Like Berlanga got punched, like old boy punched Berlanga last night. That's how you got to do it. And keep a jab down his throat, and then Shawn can't jump in. That's all it was with Pacquiao. Everything was an illusion. The feints were an illusion. The footwork was the illusion. Ultimately, man, you had to punch with him. Ultimately, either, you had to stay out the pocket or you got to stay in his chest. That's what it was. You sit there with Pacquiao in the pocket and you can't counter punch. You can't time him. You're in trouble. And I think that's what Shawn Porter going to do. I think they're going to utilize the ring, feint Crawford and go. Feint him and go. It's going to be like a Pacquiao fight. This is Shawn Porter different way. People forget, Shawn Porter was Pacquiao's lead sparring partner. So, like I said before, how do you counteract that? A jab. That's it, a jab. But Crawford, at the end of the day, they both old. I think Crawford just turned 34. Shawn to be 34 before the fight. They both older fighters. At some point, people say, well, they got to slow down. We'll see. They both stay in shape. They both take care of their body. I've been seeing Shawn Porter smoking that smoke, drinking that drink, gang bang. My smoking Robinson boys. I haven't heard that about Bud, but like I said before, man, when you're dealing with Shawn Porter, a jab will take you a long way. A jab will open your eyes. A jab will allow the 2. The jab will allow the 3. A jab will allow the uppercut. The jab will allow everything. You keep your jab pumping. You know what I'm saying? Or you can sit there and wait for a shot. But after a while, the jab is the range finder. The jab is the layup. And then you go shoot an elbow. Then you go shoot the 3. Then you can do the Steph Curry shit. So to me, it was straight. I watched it. I didn't watch it all yesterday. I had to get up and watch the whole thing this morning. But I watched it, man, and respect everybody involved. Like I said before, Shawn's a throwback fighter, but let's stop acting like Shawn had options to make this type of money and get a belt. No, you should, I remember beggars couldn't be choosers. I remember challengers couldn't be choosers. I had to take what the offensive the champion was giving them, and now he getting a championship caliber fighting. Can I count Shawn Porter out? No. You can't count Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter got a good chance to win this fight. 60-40, 70-30, somewhere in there, 65-35. He got a chance to win this fight. That's not why Shawn Porter off. But I think Shawn Porter playing with house money. You know what I'm saying? I think he playing with house money. Everybody know he come up short in other fights. I think he just go out there and be himself. I think Bud have all the pressure on him to perform. We heard, but dominant. Everything and Bud naming that damn near everything in that Bud naming that around his circles and in that pressure was, can he dominate? Can he dominate? Can he dominate? Can he dominate? Because when you don't lose rounds, this is what they say. So let me know what you guys think, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Best way to donate. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. I do appreciate everybody for tapping in. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Facebook group. If you want to advertise your channel, video request, chop it up. All my social media links in the description. Check out the welterweight boxing news playlist. Let me know what you think in the comment section. One time for the one time. Goodfellas Sports TV. Peace.